Hi, I'm Dawn and this is where Shabby meets Bling. Tonight we're going to be creating decor for spring.
This is Mr. McGregor's garden. I would like to thank Tracy of Tracy Vanover Designs for putting this together for us tonight, and my co-host Martina from the Holiday Workshop, Annie from Crafting with Indiana Jones, Shelly from Repurposed My Way, and Monica from Up All Night DIY. You're going to find the links to this playlist and their fabulous channels in my description box below. I am taking this theme quite literally. I am going to create a garden. I should say a garden centerpiece for my dining room table. I'm going to start with this tray that I picked up on deep clearance from Hobby Lobby a couple of years ago, actually. And I'm going to use this piece of MDF. Once again, we know I don't like MDF, but hey, I had it, so I'm going to use it. So now I'm tracing my tray. Tracing my tray. I am tracing a circle that I'm going to cut out of this MDF, and it is going to sit inside my tray. As you saw, there's a little rim around that tray. That's what makes it a tray. And I am creating just kind of little guidelines right now because I need to draw an inner circle where I'm actually going to cut this thing out. I can't find my compass. I know I have one. I have no clue where it's at. So next best thing, I have a little itty bitty teeny tiny dowel rod and my pencil and some rubber bands, and I have a makeshift compass. I MacGyvered it. And now I'm creating that inner circle, which I am cutting out. Real simple, real easy, taking my jigsaw and just following that inner circle that I created. And next, it's time to paint. You know how I love myself some paint. I have drawn kind of a jiggy-jaggy little line to separate the garden from the lawn. The black is going to designate where my veggies are going to grow. We're going to make veggies. Yes, indeed. I wish I had a real big old veggie garden because I love me some veggies. But I'm just using my black house paint to designate my garden. And now for the lawn. I will be covering this a little bit later with something else, but you know, I have issues, and in case anything shows, I don't want it to show. I don't want to see MDF. So I am giving it just one quick coat, and that's all. I'm not 2 coats of anything. The black garden, 1 quick coat. The lawn, 1 quick coat of that beautiful celery color chalk paint from Waverly. I am also giving my little tray some of that celery paint too. And if you notice, I am just getting that little rim that goes around, you know, the perimeter there. I'm not going to waste a ton of paint when that center is going to be covered with my garden. The garden is going to sit right on in there. So I am just hitting the inside of that ridge, the top of it, and the exterior. And back to the MDF. You can see here I have designated my little rows where my veggies are going to go. And first and foremost, we are going to take care of the lawn, the green part. I'm going to actually make it look like lawn. These are little chunks, little leftover chunks of artificial turf. And I thought, hey, if I'm going to make some dirt on one side, I should have something that really looks like grass on the other. So I am going to take these pieces and piece them together. I'm going to paste together the pieces and make them cover the entire green part of my lawn. Just with hot glue. I will cut them out and hot glue them right onto that good old MDF. Just thought I'd share with you my sweet little Blue, who's laying down on the job. He found himself a little patch of grass and decided just to chill out. So once I scoot him away, we're going to be starting on the garden itself. My row of veggies closest to the grass are going to be, it's going to be a row of cabbage. So I need to designate where my little cabbages are going, and I'm going to use just a drinking straw, and I'm cutting the bottom of that drinking straw in like 5 little places so that I can kind of open it up, and then I'm going to glue it on the little circle where I designated a cabbage will be growing. Just hot glue it on and hold it until it is set, and then we move on to the next little cabbage. Since I'm going to put my dirt mixture over top all of this, so it really looks realistic. You know I'm into realism. And I don't want to make a ton of dirt, so what I'm doing is using some of my scrap of foam to take up areas where it would be mounded up. I will add the link in the description box of the video where I show you how I make this fabulous dirt. I am giving my scrappy foam one quick hit of that house paint. Once again, just in case dirt doesn't cover everything, I don't want to see foam through the dirt. So one quick hit of the paint, and this part of the process is complete. Bring in the dirt. Here we go. This is the fun part, and this really is fun. It's like being a kid playing in the mud. I am covering every bit of everything that is painted black. I am even lifting the grass at some points to get up under there so that the dirt like meets where the turf is, so that it's seamless, absolutely seamless. And I made 2 batches of dirt to make this happen. And I love this stuff because you can use it to make plants look real too. I mean, it's quite amazing. You find this in high-end stores where they have the plants that actually look like they're potted in dirt. So give this a whirl. It's a lot of fun and easy to come by the ingredients. So I'm going to fill all of this up, and then we need some veggies to plant in our garden. I picked up these cones, these styrofoam cones at Hobby Lobby during the Christmas season. These are supposed to be little trees that you can decorate, and I've used them for a lot of different things. I use them to make gingerbread ice cream cones. I'll leave the link in the description box so you can take a look at that. But here we're going to make some carrots. So I am scoring all the way around it very lightly how tall I want my carrot. And now with my serrated knife, I am just cutting it in half. I will be keeping the top part of this little cone because I have plans for it already as well. So, waste not, want not, you know me. Not a hoarder. I will utilize my sanding block, my small scissors, and my serrated knife to get that top part of my carrot rounded just enough so it actually looks like a carrot. Now I'm using the back side of my small serrated knife to make those little lines, those little laugh lines on my carrot, those lines that we all try to get rid of, I'm adding to these poor little carrots. And now I'm going to give them a coat of paint. And this is Waverly chalk paint, and it is a pumpkin. And it is beautiful. So all of my carrots, all 8 of them, are going to get some paint, 2 coats, so that I don't see my styrofoam. I will be using the leaves from some random leftover flowers out of my garage to create my fronds for my carrots. Next up, cabbage, one of my all-time favorites. I'm using foam clay. I really, from the first time I touched this stuff, I just have been in love with foam clay. It is so much fun to make things with. So I let myself play with it again today. I am getting a big old ball of it out, and I have a little bit of cornstarch down because it does stick to you. And I'm gonna flatten it, I'm gonna roll it out, and I am going to start by creating the center head of my cabbage. After I have my sheets rolled out, I am taking a small little shape, and it doesn't have to be perfectly circular, just a basic circle, and then I'm using my little ball tool to curve it, make it kind of sphere shape to fit over my styrofoam ball. I just fit it right over the top and just kind of blend it in, and even use my rolling pin to kind of flatten it a little bit, and I'll put it aside for it to dry. Now we need to create leaves, cabbage leaves, to cover our little heads of our cabbage. I drew a little shape on a piece of cardboard to create a template, and that's what I'm tracing on my foam and cutting out here. After the leaves are cut out, I am using my ball tool to curve not only the center part of my cabbage leaves, but the little edges as well. So you can see it kind of has that cute little flare, kind of the wrinkly edge that a cabbage leaf would have. Once everything has dried, we need to paint and assemble. So I am once again using that beautiful celery green to paint the center head of my cabbages. And of course, all of the leaves need to be painted that same beautiful green. So I am coating the inside of my leaves right now, just the inside. Now to assemble. I am gluing down my little leaves. I am getting like a leaf here and a leaf there, and I'm just going to slowly go around until I build up to the point where it looks like a little head of cabbage. And I'm just using hot glue to make this happen. After each layer of leaves are on, then I'm going to come back and paint that layer, and then once dry, I will add more around the perimeter, larger leaves. And now to make my third little vegetable, this is going to be a beet. And I am using, again, a styrofoam ball, a smaller one than what I used for the cabbage. And I am just using like I said, a random circle. None of this has to be precise because it gets trimmed and it's getting buried in dirt. So I have used my little ball tool to make a concave center. And then I'm just working my foam clay over that tiny little styrofoam ball. I am making 5 of these little beets total, but only one is going to be completely visible. The others are going to be, like I said, buried in dirt. So I'm working my foam clay down to a point, so it looks like a real beet that has just grown out of the ground. And I'm just going to smooth it out until I get it to look almost like a teardrop shape. Once all my little beets are dry, and you will notice I did work them all down to that little point because I didn't know which one would turn out the best, and the best one will be visible and the subpar ones will not. They'll get buried. But I am using a beautiful Waverly chalk paint here as well. It is called Pink Cloud, and it is a deep, deep pink, kind of a reddy pink, and I thought it would be absolutely gorgeous for spring decor to represent my beets. Of course, my beets need greens, or aka beet greens. So once again, I hit my kind of scrappy flour junk buckets out in the garage, and I'm just cutting apart some of these little leaves. I am cutting little just little scallops basically all over them so they resemble beet greens. My beet greens are shaped right, but they're not the right color. So I am using that same beautiful, beautiful pink, and I am outlining my veins on the back of the leaf. And I'm also going to create some new veins. And if this bleeds through, that's fabulous, because on a real beet green, you're going to see that reddish pink on the front of the leaf as well. So if it bleeds through, good for me. Woohoo! Mission accomplished. I picked up this little packet of woodpile popsicle sticks, these teeny tiny cute little guys. I picked them up while thrifting, and I picked them up so long ago, I don't know where I got them, and I don't know what I paid for them, but I'm going to use these little guys to create a little garden edger, a tiny little, I'm not saying a fence because it's not, it's just those little edgers that you put around your garden to keep little critters out. So I am designating my little tiny pickets are going to be 1 inch apart. To scale, this will work beautiful for my little veggie garden. I have measured that. Remember that line that I had between my lawn and my dirt? I have measured that so I know approximately how many little pickets and how long this little edger has to be. I am using a twisted wire, 2 pieces of wire I'm twisting back and forth, and then I'm adding a picket, and then I will twist the wire again and go back and forth, twist, 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 add another picket, and so on every inch. I will be doing the same process at the bottom, so there will be 2 rows of this twisted wire, and it is gonna look just like a tiny little edger that you would buy at your home improvement store. Once I have a good portion of the upper part of my little edger done, I'm just going to hit it with 3-in-1 just to keep it in place, to keep it nice and sturdy for when I do the bottom part, because I don't want this thing moving around. I like the spacing, I like where the wire is, and now it's time to start in on the bottom. And once I get the bottom part of my little edger complete, it's time to paint. I'm going to give this cute little buddy a rusted finish because it's been out in the garden for quite a while. I picked up these 2 little bunnies at the Dollar Tree or Super Dollar Tree. They were $3 each. And I'm going to try to create kind of like a cartoon or animated bunny out of each of these little guys. And I'm going to treat these 2 different ways because I really don't have a clue what I'm doing here. One of them I started downstairs in the paint booth in the basement, and I gave it a coat of just white spray paint to seal it. Now this guy, I'm going a different route. I'm starting with a coat all over of just white chalk paint. I'm trying to make them look less like porcupines and more like little stuffed animals. So this is where I began. Then I flocked them. I flocked the Flockenheimer out of them, and I am just rubbing it in to the little indentations. I'm just real curious to see what's gonna happen here. So after the flocking dried, I sealed them again with spray paint, and now I'm hitting them with chestnut chalk paint. Then I'm gonna paint their little ears, the inside of their little ears, pink. Then I'm gonna give them some eyes so they can see what's what. All of my little veggies had to come from someplace, and of course they came from seeds. So I went to Canva and I used all these components that I found because I thought they would fit beautifully on a seed packet. And you can take a look here at some of the little beautiful little items that I found. I have some dirt and a couple of bunnies. I found the parchment, which I used for the back, and some veggies. So with these little elements and some beautiful text, I'm creating 3 little, almost vintage looking seed packets for my garden. I thrifted this little basket and this little watering can, and I also picked up these beautiful flowers in the wedding department at Hobby Lobby. They were on sale, and I grabbed them because I thought proportion wise they are perfect size for my beautiful little garden. I also found this cute little guy while I was thrift shopping. Isn't he sweet, my little rooster? Hay was only $2.49 at the Goodwill. And I hate sometimes where they put the stickers, poor little bud. But he may be guarding my garden. Guard the garden. My name is Rodney, you won't get near my garden.
Mr. McGregor's garden is complete, and I'm going to show it to you displayed in different ways.
There's my little fence. There it is. All rusty and cute. It's an edger. We know what it is. But you can see my seed packets. And there's a little pot of dirt that just fell over. You know how it happens when you're out gardening in the yard. There's my thrifted basket full of veggies and flowers and more garden seeds. So pretty. Isn't they cute? I love those carrots. And the cabbage. Oh, making me hungry. Row upon row of luscious veggies. Let's check out one of our bunnies. Here he is, just out of reach of all those veggies. It's a good thing someone put some in that basket, because he might enjoy some. Isn't he cute? Does he look like a little stuffed animal? And you never would have thought he started out as one of those little green, mossy, flocked bunnies. Enter Rodney the Rooster. He chased away little fluffers, because it's his job to guard the garden. Guard the garden. He is overlooking his domain, surveying to make sure no bunnies get these veggies. Doesn't he look sweet standing there? I don't know. I think he's adorable. And I'm really happy with the way my little garden came out. Mr. McGregor would be proud. Prize veggies. Once again, I'd like to thank Tracy, Martina, Annie, Shelly, and Monica for joining me in Mr. McGregor's garden. Remember to check out the description box for the links to their channels and this playlist. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, share it with your family and friends and anyone that loves spring or Easter decor. You can follow me on Instagram and don't forget to check out my shop on Etsy. Leave me a comment. I would absolutely love to hear from you. The best way you can support this channel is to subscribe, so don't forget to subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications of all my upcoming videos. But for now, this is Dawn with Shabby Meets Bling. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.